HSP is me, Prince Blackheart. The match coming up. Young Buck, Vagabond. I've got a bone to pick with both of yous. Because both of you pieces of shit. It is revenge time. It is time for me to serve the dish cold. It is time for me to come along and show you little whippersnappers, you little blowhards, what I am actually about. Because revenge is the only thing that I have on my mind, and it is the only thing that is going to push me through. See, Vagabond, revenge for me, when it comes to you, is the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. Do you remember that match? Young Buck, the revenge for you is your egotistical shite of an ego. Someone needs to burst that damn bubble. You have shown me up too many times. This time, revenge is going to be sweet, and revenge is going to be mine. So don't you, Vagabond, forget who the damn I am. Because when I'm finished, I will be putting custard over you and making you like a dessert. And the dessert is best served damn cold. So when I am finished with yous, you gotta remember, it's gonna be a damn frozen day. So I am coming after both of you. If you don't believe me, just wait and damn see.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to The Pulse as we get ready to talk about Heartbreak 2. I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem. Dr. Quack is still convalescing, so I've got a special guest coming on to help me. He is the analyst, but he's also competing on this show. Please welcome him, Rick Johnson.
Hello, thank you. Hopefully, Dr. Quack feels better soon.
I hope he does too, because it's kind of rough always having to come down here to host these things. But we do these for you because we know you guys like them, and it is important to let you guys get your words out. And speaking of that, we got some people that want to get their words out here. So let's welcome him to the show. And as his name dictates, he is the new one half of Tag Team Champions. Please welcome the Villain.
Proved everybody else wrong, and we conquered what seemed to be the unconquerable.
All righty. And then we're going to bring on two people that have a different opinion about that. So please welcome him to the show first. He's my boss. He's your boss. Buy everybody's merch. Redbubble.com. Search bar Heart and Soul Fed. Please welcome him in, Carter Diamond. And welcome his other cartel brother that was able to join us today. He is the crazy ass white boy, but he's also 1/3 of the cartel, the Heathen. And last coming to the screen here, the Land General. He's preaching for his home in Germany. Please welcome to the show, Rob Bell.
Good morning. The coffee is ready. The cigarette is ready. I'm ready for the show.
All righty. So let's talk about first. You guys were all backstage in the green room. Let's talk about Prince Blackheart here. What do you guys think about that, Brick? We'll start with you.
I mean, he's getting out there. He's saying words. He's showing strong presence. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Villain.
Wow. That was incredible. Talking about, yes, he said words. What do you think we do here? We don't actually fight with fists doing all this. And I'm just worried he's biting a little more, biting off more than he can actually chew. So we'll see. It's going to be he's always proved people wrong in the past, so it'll be interesting.
All right. And Carter Diamond, you're very familiar with Prince Blackheart. What's your thoughts on this first shot that he's fired?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear his message.
All right. Heathen, do you have any words?
Honestly, I'm kind of in the same boat as the boss. I couldn't hear half of what he was saying.
All right. Rob Bell.
I was too late for the party.
You were too late for the party. All right.
So
So
can I answer something about
Sure.
that?
Sure.
Even when his sound is all the way up, can you honestly really hear him to begin with?
That's a fair point.
Sometimes.
All right. So let's go ahead and start with this first. Break that. We're going to start with it with you. Apparently, somebody at the competition committee was watching your comments that you were interested in challenging Iron Bison, and they actually signed that match. Brick Johnson versus the Iron Bison.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I was a little shocked on that. I don't know. I just liked his character. There was something in him that I'm seeing a good shot. He's an up and coming, and I really liked what he was doing. And it kind of woke something up in me that hasn't done that for quite a while. So I'm ready for that match. I'm trying to show a more serious side because I unfortunately I went a little bit light on Rob Bell, and what happened there.
All righty. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing this, and please welcome him to the show, the Storyteller.
Gentlemen.
All right. Villain, your thoughts, Brick Johnson versus Iron Bison.
It seems like in a world far away, Iron Bison doesn't like me. And so I'm going to have to sit here and return the favor. I don't think he's a good promo artist. All he does is just talk and like riddles and stories and that don't make sense at all. I'm sorry, Brick. If you're gonna beat him, you're gonna need to bring out the old version of Brick Johnson. You're gonna need to bring the Brick of VOH days. The one that I've known for, gosh, what, 4 years, 5 years now. I'm gonna need to see that one. If you don't, you're gonna have a Rob Bell moment.
All right. Speaking of Rob Bell, you made your debut here as Rob Bell, and you got a victory in your debut against Brick Johnson. So you got a little bit more insight. What's your thoughts? Brick Johnson versus Iron Bison.
I just can't believe this match is happening. I can't believe it. I mean, what the hell? But if you bring the same shit that you brought last time, he will decimate you. He will decimate you completely. He will tear you off the bone. So, and about your last promo, if you do this the same way, you will lose definitely.
I mean, he didn't win by much. It wasn't a very convincing win, but a win is a win.
Exactly. A win is a win.
And I will say, to parrot what the villain said, I've seen the Brick Johnson promo where it was the Brick against Jordan Drake for the King of Promos, I believe it was, and that was an incredible match. I hope I see that Brick on the show. Heathen, your thoughts?
What are my thoughts about the situation? Didn't you just nail Brick about that, John? But isn't that what we do here is talk? And from what I've seen of the Iron Bison, you may think he talks in riddles, but only a true promo artist can understand where his story is going. And with the story he's telling, not to coin the storyteller just because he's here, but Iron Bison's going to see gold in HSP. But as far as this match goes, Brick, the only thing I can give you credit for is balls, brother. I don't see this coming out. I don't see this coming out well for you. That's really all I'm going to say about it.
All right. Storyteller.
I'm a Brick fan. Brick is one of the pillars of our community. I'm also an Iron Bison fan. I think he's got a very unique style. I think he brings a lot to the table. Brick, you've been trying some things. Some of it's hit, some of it hasn't. People have suggested, go find the formula that was winning back in VOH, and maybe that's the answer. Maybe you got to put a new spin on an old trick. I don't know. It's going to be a hard fight, but don't ever take Brick lightly. He can pull one out. I'm calling that one. I'm going to stay neutral on that one because I like them both.
All right. And Carter Diamond.
I'm gonna say it like this. Brick Johnson. Can you hear me, Brick?
Yep. Loud and clear.
I want you to see me. I want you to look me in my eyes, Brick. I know what you're capable of. I've seen you at your best. You worked as a tag team where we gave their tag team champions a run for their money. Be the Brick. Be that guy that's a boulder with a boner, meaning that your heart is a rock. Let Iron Bison know that when he runs into that brick wall, you do is fall. I know what you can do, Brick. Fuck what everybody else has said to you. Remember who you are. You give Brick Johnson wins.
All righty. And I'd like to welcome to the show the Vagabond. So, Vagabond, we were just talking about Brick Johnson versus Iron Bison. You have faced off against Iron Bison recently. I'd like to get your thoughts on Brick Johnson versus Iron Bison.
You're gonna have to go back to the drawing board and rethink everything before you face Iron Bison. Yeah, he's cocky, he's arrogant, he's egotistical. But the man can talk shit. the man can carry a story, and the man can bring intensity to the table when he needs to.
All right, well
That's
said.
what you got to look out for.
All righty. So I want to talk about this next match coming up here. And Vagabond, since you just came on, I'm going to start with you on this one. Your former member in Era of Reality, the Young Gun, taking on the returning Mad Dog, Dan Moore.
I've never seen Mad Dog talk, so I don't know his style, but I know how the Young Gun is. I know how he's going to carry himself. And if he has this new energy like he says he does, that's going to carry him well into this match. Hell, it might even get him a title shot in the future. Who knows?
All righty.
Then again, Mad Dog might pull an upset. Who knows?
All right. Mr. Diamond, I know you're familiar with both these gentlemen.
First question is this match actually going to happen?
Apparently, the strep throat is cleared up, and this match is scheduled to happen.
This is the third time this match is supposed to happen. And every time there's an issue. I know Young Gun is tired to put his foot knee deep in Mad Dog's ass. I believe that Young Gun is going to run rampant. And this is going to be a lopsided win for Young Gun.
All righty. Villain. Villain, you no comment?
I know both. I know both guys. I have respect for both competitors. If this match does end up happening, which I do agree with Carter down there, that it's happened, what, 3 times? This is supposed to be the 3rd time it should have happened.
Right.
So I'm going to go Young Gun. I think he's been here the entire time. Mad Dog's just returning back onto the scene. So but I also do agree with Vagabond. Could Mad Dog pull out the upset? Yes. I wouldn't be shocked if he does. But because of Mad Dog not being on screen, I think there's going to be too much rust.
All righty. And we're going to give him a chance to respond to this, what everybody's saying here. Please welcome to the show, the Mad Dog, Dan Moore.
Mad Dog!
So far, the match between you and Young Gun, we've had 2 people say Young Gun is going to run away with this. Give you a chance to respond.
No. I didn't say Young Gun was going to run away with it. I'm just saying it could go either way. I'm just saying because Mad Dog hasn't been on screen, that's where I give the edge. I have so much respect for Mad Dog down there. I have so much respect. It's just one person's been on screen lately, the other person hasn't. But I would not be surprised if Mad Dog would win.
Okay. Mad Dog, your response. And what's your thoughts going into this match?
Well, like it's been true. I haven't been on screen in a while. I've been working on other things. But you can never keep a good dog down. So I'm walking in here with a 50-50 shot.
All righty. Brick, your thoughts. Mad Dog, Young Gun.
Mad Dog, listen to me. We've been through hell and back. We got a lot of history through here, through VOH, through everything. Bring that old dog, that Mad Dog that I know that I've seen you come back with because you got that passion again. You bring that out like you do in your wrestling matches, you're going to give them hell. And I know you got that fire and that spire back because you're ready to run again.
Well, I
can't wait to see it.
Mad Dog back because I'll get disqualified.
Yeah. But you bring back that mentality that you've had, you're going to give him a run for his money. I want to see that.
Ethan, your thoughts.
Honestly, if Mad Dog can get out of saying, I don't care about this match, or lace up your boots and we'll really find out, and actually try to put effort into a promo instead of being a perfect 21 for Half Past Black, I mean, you might get somewhere. But as far as you versus Young Gun, I mean, with the passion that Young Gun says he's found, if he can carry that into this match, Mad Dog, you might want to unlace your boots and get back on screen and get a little bit of practicing, because I think you're about to get your ass handed to you.
We'll take that.
All right. Promo Jen or Rob Bell?
Yeah, I'm interested to see the match. And Mad Dog, if you bring your A game, you can't beat him. And that's what I'm expecting you to do.
All right. And Storyteller.
This is going to be interesting. Both these gentlemen have beaten me in the past, not here specifically, but elsewhere in the promo world. So I think I have a unique perspective. You know, each individual, you know, we're talking about passion and finding that fire again. I've been all about finding my soul fire again, and it's kind of a running theme here lately. You know, people have been turning in lackadaisical performances, myself included. My name is at the top of that list. I lost to an action figure, and I'm not proud of it. But the common thread through all these comments is bring that fire. Young Gun admittedly hasn't had that fire. Mad Dog hadn't been on screen in a while. And if HSP is to succeed, every one of us has got to turn up that soul fire. HSP should be the Premier League. I want to make it the Premier League. But if I got to pick, I want to say Young Gun.
All right. Well, I'm going to say this as we get ready to go in and pay a couple of bills here. Last show, Cupid's Revenge 2, for those of you that didn't know, the average score was 2 points higher than the January show before it. So that's all because of you guys putting forth all that fire, just as the storyteller was talking about. So we're going to let that simmer for a second as we pay a few bills. And then when we get back, we're going to find out Dr. Quack should be joining us. Back from commercials.
Got the mind of a champion. Gonna get mine, I'm a champion. Got the mind of a champion. Get it cause I got it good. Did it cause I said I would. Got the mind of a champion. Gonna get mine, I'm a champion. Got the mind of a champion. Get it cause I got it good. Did it cause I said I would. I did it like I said it, yes, I'm the best. Every single day, put it to the test. Fight like you'll never die. Fight to stay alive. Fight to raise the crowd. Fight to take you down. Fight like you're gods and monsters. Because you want to save a life. Fight for you and I. Fight for you and I.
And we're back from the show. Yeah, that's right. We got commercials, but the commercial's over, and it's time to find out how the president is doing. As you saw, he collapsed at the last show. Please welcome to the show. He's convalescing, Dr. Quack.
Doctor, the good doctor's in the house.
Hello.
How are you feeling?
Kind of weak, but I'm getting through it.
Okay. So can you give us a little insight on why the legal department opened any kind of investigation? What was going on with that?
I don't know, because I went and saw the doctors. They did a bunch of tests, ran some blood work and things like that. And they had claimed that there was some irregularities in my blood work.
Did they get any kind of insight on any of that? I know you got some medical training. Did you recognize any of the medications you were being given?
Well, I don't know about the medications, but they did find traces of strychnine in there.
Strychnine?
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, what the hell?
the hell is that?
So they looks like they got you on some medication. You're convalescing. How do you have a kind of timetable for a return?
I don't at the moment.
All righty. So if you feel like just hanging out and kind of watching the show and seeing how things are going?
No. I think I'm about to go to bed.
All right. So you need go ahead and get better, Dr. Quack, because I don't want to run another show all by myself. All right. So we'll let Dr. Quack stay on as long as he feels up to it here. So let's talk about the next match we got coming up here. And I'm kind of curious on this one because we got a lot of tag team competitors here. Old School and the Villain competing for the format for the tag team title match. Villain, your thoughts first on this one. I know you're not a huge fan of the regular format, but what's your thoughts going into this?
Old School is one of the I'll just say this: Old School is a promo artist I've wanted to go against since I first started. I have so much respect for him, the way his style, where he come, pretty much everything he has done. And I think I've said that in my last hype. Now I understand, and if anybody wants to go back and look at the thread, Heathen and I were spending back and forth about it. But I know Heathen knows Old School really well. Now, Old School thinks I'm trying to be intimidating by adding filters and trying to have my hood up and stuff like that. He's got it all wrong. All I'm trying to do is show him respect for a good fight. I know he also doesn't like the format the way it is. I'm not going to sit here and say what after I win what format we're going to do. But I will just say this, it's going to be something we both will like.
All right. And Carter Diamond, I know you're as the former champ, which by the way, this was just signed just before we went on screen. The April show. Let me get the date here. Let me look at the contract and make sure I get the correct date here. The contract. That will be April 6th. Will be that date. The Cartel gets their rematch against whoever is holding the titles. So Carter Diamond, I know you're going to be watching this one with bated breath. Who are you hoping comes out with the titles, and what's your thoughts on their strategies?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Both teams seem to want the same type of outcome. They want to pre-record and edit. They don't seem like they can handle the fire. They can't handle the passion. They can't handle going live. They wanna have time. So if their thoughts didn't add up, that they can rewind and fix it. But see, when we do it live, there is no time to rewind. You just have to do it. You got to believe that your partner has your back when you need him the most. That's the reason the live match is so important. But we understand the pre-recorded is what y'all like. It's what y'all love. So I believe that either team is going to pick the pre-recorded match. And as out of the sound, Villain, Enforcer 7, Dusty, whoever the fuck you want to be this time around, I hope y'all win. Because if y'all do, the Cartel will make sure there's nothing left of you.
All righty. And we apologize. Brick Johnson had an emergency that came up, so he stepped off screen. We'll come back to give Heathen the final word on this from the former tag champ as well. Let's go to the storyteller. You've competed also here in Heart and Soul's live matches. You've also competed in a singles live match.
Yeah.
So I want your feeling on live matches versus some other format and who you think is going to win this match.
The live match, it's a different animal. It's a different technique. It's a different skill set. And you got to be able to think on your feet. You got to be able to do stuff on the fly, and you got to be able to adapt your strategies. And there's only so much preparation you can do going into a live match. I think that's one of the things that sets our tag team division apart. But at the same time, if you're comfortable with, video, with the whole edit and everything, then I think it's a true test of the tag team champions if they are able to defend those and gain those live. I think doing it in a video format kind of cheapens the experience, so to speak. Old School, Villain. I would encourage you to think hard on what makes the tag team division the premier tag team division in the promo world. I know you want to go with your strengths, but I think it does a disservice to the tag team division itself to do it any other way than live.
All right. And Vagabond, you've gotten to compete in one match here. You kind of got thrust into this one, so you didn't have full time to prepare, but you've at least encountered it and experienced it, and you've competed in tag matches with Air of Reality and other places. What's your thoughts on Villain versus Old School and the tag team format, different formats?
I have to agree with Storyteller, because they both have to really think like what makes the tag team division so special, what makes it shine the most. And I think what makes it shine the most is just doing it live, like not having anything pre-planned. You're just going straight off the dome and straight off the cup, because you don't have time to think or second guess yourself. You got to go, and you you better have good practice with this stuff, because if you don't, you'll drown. And you have to make sure that everything you say that comes out of your mouth makes sense. And it has to be something that your partner can like work off of. Because if not, you might as well not do it anymore.
All righty. Rob Bell, I know you've competed in a tag match here and other versions. I know it wasn't your favorite person, but you do have that experience. You have competed. So what's your thoughts on Villain versus Old School and the tag team formats?
Well, I can't say that much because it was only one match I competed in as a tag team here. So I let the other one here talk about it because they have more experience than me.
Fair enough. And Mad Dog, I've seen you compete in a live match with the American Roughneck. Like myself, you as a professional wrestler, you sometimes they tell you to go out there and draw 2 minutes, draw 3 minutes, draw 5 minutes. You don't have time to think about it. If you screw up and you stumble on your words, the crowd will tear you apart. So what's your thoughts? You have a unique take on this. You also have competed in tag matches as well here. Your thoughts?
Well, with the live matches, you have to be keen with your partner. Like the last live match I watched with the tag team, the other partner did most of the speaking. That's what killed their team. You got to be able to share the spotlight, share the words. If not, if one person takes over, it can cripple you.
All right. And your thoughts on Old School versus Villain? Who do you think's got this one?
I have plenty of experience with Old School and Villain. A little more Old School than Villain. Old School, it says it in his name. He's an old school competitor. He's straight from the hip, easy on the fly. You got to be keen with the words you use against him. You got your work cut out for you.
All right. And Heathen, close out this segment for us.
No, before Heathen goes, I want to finish. After he's done, I want to finish.
Okay, so we'll throw it to you after that. But Heathen, your shot.
Being one half of the tag team that established those tag titles for the 8 months that the Highway Hellraisers ran the tag team division, we took pride in ourselves knowing that we were the best tag team in a live situation, in a recorded situation, because we went from here to there to anywhere. But when you take the live match out of the HSP Tag Team Championships, that's what defined the tag team divisions. That's what me and my brother Rig busted our ass to define those tag team titles in those live match stipulations. So I want to make sure that all four participants in this tag match pay attention when I say this, because I was the guy that defined it. Think about the format that you want to take it in. As Storyteller said, a pre-recorded match will always be the cop-out. So if it goes to pre-recorded tag matches, then that will truly be the end of an era for the HSP tag team division. I don't want to see it go like that. It sounds like most of the people on the Pulse don't want to see that, and I guarantee you, you ask any real HSP fan which kind of format they would want to see when it comes to Fear the Beards and Seven and Villain. I guarantee you, I bet my bottom dollar that everybody's going to want to see it live. So I want to make sure all four of those participants know the history and the prestige that tag teams like us, the originators, have put into those titles, and be sure to make sure to take that legacy into advisement before you make that final decision. That's all I'm going to say.
Villain, your response?
You guys want to see a live tag team match. After I finish beating Old School, it will stay live.
All righty. So, man, that was a great discussion there about the tag teams. And I've always said, and I like them from the pro wrestling standpoint, there's a difference between a vignette, which is pre-recorded, and a true promo, which is actually live. That's the difference on the using the kayfabe terminology. The vignette, the pre-filmed promo, is out there in front of the crowd, no second cuts. And I've always liked having that duality here in Heart and Soul, because in the end of the day, everybody here, we're doing things trying to be in one part of like pro wrestling. So I like both personally. And I saw Heathen, you had you wanted to add something.
All I'm going to say is, when it comes, I got one last thing to say on the tag division. Any two jackasses can jump on screen, be a tag team, and cut a promo. Look at the Sideshow Freaks over in the VOH. But when you step into a live situation, I mean, that's always going to be where the big draw's at. And to hear you say that you're going to keep it live, me, as one half of the Highway Hellraisers, can respect that.
All righty. So let's go on to the next match here. I'm curious on this one. So, Storyteller, we're going to start with you. You've made your goal very, very clear, since even before you had your bout with your mental health crisis, that you wanted to be the King of Soulfire. You now are in a #1 contender match with the American Roughneck, somebody you have faced before. He has beaten you, and you have beaten him. This match, the winner of this match gets to face Mr. Wallace. Your thoughts?
Oh, my thoughts? It's all I've been thinking about for the last 2 months. You know, this will be my most important match ever, period. End of discussion. This match will mean more to me than obtaining the Pure Heart Championship, defending the Pure Heart Championship. Not that I don't relish those experiences and take great pride in them, but I have always had a deep connection with the phrase Soulfire. And I know I'm trickling out the details of that story, and I'm doing that on purpose, but it's everything. It means everything to me. Becoming the Soulfire champion, it means everything. I don't know how else to put it. I tried everything I could think of against AEP. I put everything into that promo. And when I was done and I hit stop, I was exhausted. But I got a 21 because of it. And going back to the running theme, I have found my soul fire again. And it shows. And even though I was the mockery of HSP for many months by my own hand, I allowed that to happen. I allowed myself to get into those situations. But this just proves that when I take a match and I give it my all, I am capable of perfection. I have to be the Soulfire champion. I have declared it. I have called my shot. I will be the Soulfire champion. I will beat Roughneck. And the rest is history.
All right, Vagabond, you've recently taken on Mr. Wallace. You're very familiar with how strong Mr. Wallace is from your time together, but I know you're familiar with Storyteller and Roughneck. I know you've seen them. I don't know if you've faced them before, but I know you've seen them. So
no, I faced Roughneck before.
All right, so
He's
Storyteller and Roughneck, who do you think has the better shot to beat Mr. Wallace?
I think Storyteller does.
All right.
Because not only is he like a really, really good wordsmith and a pun intended storyteller, but the way he carries his words, it's different. That's gonna be something that Mr. Wallace has to look out for.
All right. Mr. Bell.
Yeah, I'm interested to see this match. Not gonna lie. Storyteller and Roughneck. That could be a hell of a match. Could be the match of the night. And, well, I have no clear winner for that because I let myself surprise on that because I can see both gonna challenge Mr. Wallace.
All righty. Villain.
I think Storyteller got this. I've seen it, he's coming off of a 21, and just the fire, the intensity. I just don't see how you're going to stop him at this moment.
All right. Carter Diamond.
Months ago, there was something that the Storyteller was missing. It was something that he didn't have. That was a fire. It was a focus. Right now, I can't see one person more focused than the Storyteller. Storyteller is more focused than AEP is with that secret garden. So I believe that the Storyteller, with all his focus, with the fire that he has right now, will be able to avenge that loss that he had to the American Roughneck and move on and face off against Mr. Wallace.
All righty. And just for the note, Storyteller is 2-1. The only time the Roughneck has beat the Storyteller is in a multi-man match. Heathen, your thoughts on this one? I know you're a recent competitor.
Roughneck beat me to become the Pure Heart champion.
In a four-way. I thought it was a four-way. No,
No,
it was a
it was
one-on-one.
one-on-one. It was the match after
it was
that.
a one-on-one. Yeah,
Yep.
after that. My apologies. Heathen.
Storyteller, I was one of the few that sat in the back and watched your progress. I made my jokes at the beginning when you started going through your mental struggles, but I watched as you progressed. I commented. I was behind you. I was rooting for you the whole time. And now that I've seen that you've got that fire back, I watched you prove that against AEP. I want you to know that when you step on screen against the American Roughneck and you press that record button, that fire is going to carry you all the way through that 2 minutes, because I want to see you right that wrong against American Roughneck, and I want to see you go forth and claim that Soulfire title for Mr. Wallace, just because I know you can do it. I watch the struggles and I respect the comeback that you put forth into coming back. So you make sure that when the ending of that recording comes and you feel that exhaustion set in, you make sure you dig down just that little bit deeper and drag that last little bit of fire out of you, and you be sure you get the job done.
All right. Mad Dog.
American Roughneck story. They were my first two opponents when I walked through the doors here at HSP. I beat the storyteller. Roughneck beat me. Storyteller, if you keep that fire that I've seen you have here lately, you can put. Remember what you once said. You're a storyteller. Your story's not done yet. Let's see it.
All right. I'm really enjoying the support here from HSP. Thank you to all of you guys for doing that. I just want to say thank you. It's a great camaraderie here. It's part of why we do this and part of why we have Promo Unity for that Champion Showcase coming up in June. So let's go around the room now with final thoughts, starting with Carter Diamond.
I'm going to be real. There's some great matches that's going to be on this card. Everybody's going out there and they're going to do everything they can to win. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to speak directly to you, Mad Dog. There's many times that I've heard you say that this isn't your cup of tea, but also watch you take Mikey Bada Bing to the limit. So if that Mad Dog shows up, it can change the game. So just remember this. I may have said that you were going to get decimated, but that's because recently I've been hearing the Mad Dog that's giving excuses, not the Mad Dog that has that fire. So as you've been hearing with everybody else, the word of today is fire. And I know you, Mad Dog. We know each other very well. Different names, but I know you very well. I know what you can do. Mr. Villain, I love the fact that you said that if you win, you're going to keep it live. Let's see that you're a man of your word, not like your partner. I mean, it's going to be a great match. And only other thing I got to say is, can Boss get some single action? Goodness.
My man.
All right. Villain, final thoughts.
Old School doesn't think I'm ready. He wants to sit there and misspell my name as he's typing up his little comments and says I haven't deserved the fact of him spelling my name correctly. Old School, after I beat you, you will spell my name correctly and you're going to realize this fire that I'm going to have. I'm going to be willing to sit there and die on my sword and shield to make sure that we keep this match live.
All right. Rob Bell.
Well, I can only say this. I hope that the tag team matches stay live because they were really the thing that made the tag division. And Storyteller, I hope you're gonna win. You got my I forgot the word. Never mind, it's
support.
Yeah, support, thank you. It's nearly 3 a.m. in the morning and I gotta focus on Joey D.
Hoorah. Heathen,
Yeah.
final thoughts.
I'm going to spend my final thoughts on Storyteller because I want to see you go do what I failed to do, and that is to take the title off an unworthy champion. I said it. Storyteller, I know you can get the job done. So the one thing, if you take anything from the rest of this Pulse tonight, I want the one quote to stick with you just a little bit more.
All right. Mad Dog, final thoughts.
Everybody's been saying that I need that fire back. Well, Young Gun, you're going to see that fire that I've been keeping down for too long. But Storyteller, make me proud of you, boy. And Villain, I've always been an Isler guy. Like I said, you got your work cut out for you.
All right. Vagabond, final thoughts.
Did I miss Prince Blackheart because he was supposed to be up here to say something to me directly?
He came on, he filmed something and sent it in, unfortunately. So we'll make sure that gets out to you so you can take a look at that.
That's all right. Well, unfortunately, what's going to happen in that triple threat match is just going to be pure chaos. And it's going to be fun for me, but not for them. Young Buck hasn't really said anything or been active. It's just been quiet. While the old Yeller has been talking up and down. Swears he's going to get revenge on me. I mean, I didn't really do anything to him aside from beating him twice, but that's whatever. Me, I'm just here having fun. Being the good, the bad, the ugly, the vagabond.
All righty. And Storyteller, you kind of became the theme of the Pulse here, so take it home. Final thoughts.
I want to first say, gentlemen, your show of support is humbling. But it also gives me a sense of strength. It also lets me know that all the bullshit I went through was worth it. I will do my absolute best to find that just a little bit more. I don't care if I have to do 1,000 takes. I will send in the perfect promo. I'm going to strive for perfection every time. I'm not going to take this match lightly, not when it's the most important match of my promo career. The end game, the end goal is to become the Soulfire champion. And in order to do that, I have to beat Roughneck first. So I'm practicing. I'm writing my lines. And I found my Soulfire. And it seems that it's contagious. That's the one thing about a fire. As long as there's some fuel, it will spread. So everybody, find that fire, find that passion, get fired up! And let's make HSP even better than it is right now. I am the Storyteller, and I hope to be the Soulfire champion.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you, everybody, for a really great show. Great job. So that's right. Next Thursday, the 23rd of February, 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern, Heartbreak 2. You're going to see these matches that we've talked about. Next week, we're going to be talking about the other matches to include the big main event heavyweight title match, Hollywood Haywood taking on A-List Alverson. I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem, and we'll see you next time.
Give me a solo match.